years of incumbency, but man, we came so close. And I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you. It took everyone here in this district and around the state to win. So of course, to put together the effort, we didn't win. So of course, the next thing I went to do is challenge another incumbent. You know, my dad always said that if a structure wasn't working, if you needed to rebuild it, it was time to find a new builder. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running for state party chair. You know, since 2010, we've had a state party that in some ways has been in disarray, you know, ever since the Roadkill Caucus in 2010 and the defections of folks like Tim Shelton and Rodney Tom. We've been in a position where we have not been able to get the Senate back. Patty should not be going to the Senate in a minority position. She should be there in a majority position. When we talk about the State House, since 2010, we have been losing our very slim majority in the State House. And you know what? We should have an overwhelming majority in the State House. And the only way to do that is to rebuild our party. So I'm running for party chair. I'm also running on a ticket with Joe Pacotis, who you might know is the congressional district candidate from the 5th District. Joe is the CEO of the Spokane tribe there. So we've got the gender balance required by state law, also sort of the East-West thing, also a couple of folks who have actually been candidates and run in different races and know how to put something like this together. For me, it's about making sure we go back to a grassroots strategy. We need a 49 legislative district, 39 county strategy to win, and that means going all the way down to appointed positions, not just elected positions, but appointed ones. It means having the best voter data in the state, and that's a lot of cleaning to do. And I know if you walk districts, or if you spend time this cycle, you know exactly what needs to happen with our voter data. But it's also things like making the playing field even for voters. Since one of the reasons I ran for Secretary of State was to make sure everyone had an equal opportunity to register and an equal opportunity to vote. When they do, Democrats win. And we've got 1.5 million people in Washington State who need us to make sure that that's working for them. We also need to build up our grassroots fundraising effort. This is not just about big bucks fundraising, but I'll tell you, you know what? When Democracy for America endorsed me as a candidate, the next day they sent out an email, and I got $1 donations, $3 donations, $4 donations that added up to almost $15,000 in a 24-hour period. That was just one email to a small group of folks. We can build a different kind of donor base. But more than anything else, the most important resource of the Democratic Party in Washington State is sitting here today, and that's each and every one of you. And we need to make sure that your experience as members of the Democratic Party works, and works effectively, to make sure you're getting the information that you need, to make sure that we're communicating appropriately, and we actually are communicating our values in a way that voters can understand. To make sure that we've got a party that is supporting you with the best technology, the best data, and all of those different components. You know, I've been a lifelong Democrat. My parents were immigrants, refugees from Poland after World War II. I grew up in a family that didn't have very much, and the only thing that changed it for us was my parents being able to become machinists. And our family, my dad became a UAW shop steward, and that living wage job made a huge difference. So many of those folks that deserted the Democratic Party this time out were the people that worked with my mom and worked with my dad. And I'll tell you why they deserted, because I'll tell you a very personal story about my family. You know, my parents were machinists for 30 years. Their company was picked up, and I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut. Their company was picked up and sold to South Carolina, a right-to-work state. So all those family wage jobs left. But more than that, over time, their pension plan and their health care plan got sold, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So when my dad was dying of prostate cancer, we couldn't get him the hospice care that he deserved and was a part of the original health care plan. And my mom, who's 87 years old now today, she was a machinist for 30 years. And you know what her pension is on a monthly basis? $297. That's how people are hurting. And they're not just hurting in other states, they're hurting in counties throughout Washington State. And I took the time to go through all 39 counties in this last year and really talk to people. I believe 2 things. Number one is The answer is the Democratic Party and what we can bring in our values to fix things. And having folks that are Democratic legislators, folks that are Democratic mayors, folks that are Democratic county council members and city council members all throughout the state of Washington really pursuing those Democratic values. But I also learned that the state party really needs to do the work to make sure we have a state party to get us there. And that's why I'm running for state party chair. You know, the state party chair gets picked on January 27th at the state committee meeting. The state committee members get to vote. So Becky and Santiago will get a chance to vote. If they're re-elected in the reorg, and right. I hope I'm not stepping in anything there. Okay. I should have reeled that back. Okay, but talk to them, let them know who you might want for state party chair. And tonight you get a special unveiling because our website is going live just right now as we're talking. So check it out. It's tinaplusjoe.org, and the plus is the word plus. So tinaplusjoe.org. What you'll find is background on me, background on Joe Pakotis, why we're running, and also our 5 major point platform that you could take a look at. We'd love to have you endorse us in this race, and we have been doing the work statewide to make sure that we can do this. But I just got to say, you know, I looked at right here in terms of what's happening in this particular district, and then the excitement in the 41st with Lisa Wellman, and then the ass-kicking we're going to have to give the Republicans in the special election in the 45th. And I don't want to leave out the 31st, because I think we can get that seat back too, because I have always wanted to be Pam Roach at something, and I'm still going to think of that as Pam Roach's seat. So I hope I can have your help and support in this race, and I just want to say thank you for each and everything that you do as members of the Democratic Party, the 48th District, whether it's obviously as a PCO, but other officer positions. And some folks I know have been doing it for years. And from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you, and I hope I can lead our party into a new future. Thanks so much.